which and I think if there's ever a time we need it to be about us, it's this week, because it's real. Like I just said to us, the folks, before we started recording, it's real January now, isn't it? It's like last week I felt like it was still a bit pretend January because I was still eating all the crap in the cupboards from Christmas, and but that was okay because it was getting it out of the house. And now it's real January, when there isn't anything nice to eat anymore, and all the Ferrero Rocher are very much gone. And I'm not going to buy them in January because they are a Christmas thing, and I will not be argued with on that. And apparently it's not appropriate to drink hot wine now. Anyway, January, here we are. And thank you for being here, whether you are here live or doing it later. It is always a joy and a delight to know that you are taking some time to do something amazing for yourself. And talking of doing something amazing for yourself, I have been working with some beginners over the last week or so, and it's been joyous, and I love working with beginners. I mean, I love working with all of you, but working with beginners is always particularly fun. And there is a phrase that is bandied around in yoga about having a beginner's mind in our practices. And basically what that means is coming to your practice with a sort of a blank mind for some of us. That's the default setting, but coming to your practice as if this was your first practice. So no expectations about the poses you're going to find easy or hard, no expectations about how tricky your mind is going to be. You're just stepping onto your mat as if it was the first time, and everything that comes up will just be a glorious learning experience. And of course, it's slightly idealistic because it's so hard to come to our mats, especially when we've already done it once, without kind of going, is this going to hurt? Is that going to hurt? Obviously, hopefully it won't hurt. But, is this going to be challenging? Is that going to be challenging? Oh, I know this was really hard last week. It's going to be really hard this week, and all that kind of stuff. But this concept of beginner's mind, I think, does just encourage us to come to our mats with nothing but kind of curiosity, at least, even if we can just come with that, so that we are ready to approach each new practice, each new pose, almost each new breath, as a whole new kind of experiment or experience. And ideally it stops us also coming to the mat and kind of starting to tune out or go onto autopilot, because we know what a warrior two is. We know which bits of us have to go where. We can get in the pose. Yeah, we can breathe. Yada, yada, yada. Let's get out of it and crack on. It stops, hopefully, that autopilotness. If you've got a beginner's mind, or if you're working with what you're trying to draw together as a beginner's mind, I think it also encourages the self-inquiry side of our practice, which basically our yoga practices are trying to help us to settle into moment-to-moment awareness. And if you are assuming or expecting or working within a very narrow set of parameters as to what you think success is, it's inevitably going to take you out of what the actual moment-to-moment awareness is, because you're going to be projecting onto future, you're going to be thinking about past, you're not going to be in this moment. So working with this beginner's mind encourages us to kind of strip away all the layers that we have put in our practice, and just gets us back to kind of connecting to the good, simple, honest stuff of, am I connected to the breath? How does this feel in my body? Really, that's kind of what it's good to just to get back to sometimes. And it doesn't matter what the next pose is going to be, because I'm here in this one, in this breath. It doesn't matter what the previous pose was, because I'm here in this pose, in this breath. And I think that sometimes, any beginners would hate me for saying this, but I think beginners can have like an easier job of staying in the moment to a certain extent, because one can be like so overwhelmed with, am I inhaling, am I exhaling, where's my right arm going, where's my left arm going, she wants me to put my foot where, all of those thoughts kind of inevitably keep you in the moment to a certain extent, a bit like kind of that first driving lesson, where if you're anything like me, you came out of the driving lesson kind of going, okay, so I'm never going to be able to do anything apart from drive this car. You know, I'm never going to be able to listen to the radio, I'm never going to be able to have a conversation, I'm just going to be 2 hands on the wheel, eyes on the road all times. So if we can work with this beginner's mind, we acknowledge that every practice, every pose, every breath in a pose, every moment is a brand new experience, whether you think you've done it 1,000 times before or not. You know, there is that saying of you can't step in the same stream twice, kind of thing. Weirdly, when I say same stream twice, I think Ghostbusters lasers when it streams. Too much information. Anyway, and so there will be stuff that comes up inevitably. But we know through our practices that if we can, we acknowledge it, we let it be, and we bring ourselves back to the moment. All of that stuff doesn't go away just because your downward facing dog's getting a bit stronger. And we have to remember that there's a reason why it's called a practice and not just a doing or a done. And the fact that it's always evolving, the fact that sometimes we have to go back a few steps, certainly with our beginner's mind, can be maddening for some people. The fact that there isn't an end game to this stuff. I mean, I guess the end game is, you know, enlightenment and off you go. But I think it's fair. I mean, I don't want to dampen anyone's expectations. I don't think most of us will get there. You know, if you're waiting for like week 10 and you're going to have suddenly like, poof, there we go. I hate to tell you, no money back guarantee, but I don't think we're going to get to there by week 10. So if you're working to those kind of expectations, or a solid definition of what success is, knowing that it is an ongoing practice may well drive you up the wall. And that's not to say that we shouldn't celebrate, in inverted commas, achievements, but that's not what it should be about, whether we're beginners or whether we're seasoned practitioners. What we should be celebrating is not, you know, necessarily being able to stand on your head for 10 minutes or 1 minute, but it should be things like consistency and patience and humor and kindness and being compassionate to yourself. Those are the things that we could celebrate and kind of mark as progression in our practices. And so we're thinking about working with a beginner's mind. It encourages us, I think, to really tune in and to be genuine, to be honest, and to be real in what is happening in that moment. And it's kind of ironic that if you're working with a beginner's mind, being genuine, being honest, and being real are sometimes like the hardest things to be. So if, as you're practicing, I think today, next week, in all of the practice we're going to do like a nice all-round practice. We're going to be looking particularly at opening the front of the body, doing a bit of heart opening tonight to encourage kindness and compassion for ourselves. So even if you've done these poses, you know, a gazillion times, can you notice if you are straying from beginner's mind. So if they're familiar, can you kind of go, okay, what's new that I can feel in this? What's really going on in the pose for me? If new patterns come up in the old brain box, if new thinking comes up, or if your old thinking comes up, sorry, that you're familiar with, can you approach it with your beginner's mind and kind of go, oh, well, this is interesting. What's it really telling me? Yes, I know that my arm's shaking downward facing dog. Why am I so annoyed about that? Do I have something about impatience that I haven't succeeded? All that kind of stuff. So I invite you to try and practice this evening with a beginner's mind, and see what happens. See how you get on. You never know, it could be interesting. So let us begin. You don't need any particular props for this practice. If you've got blocks, they may well be handy, but as ever, if you haven't got anything specific, don't worry about it. Begin to get yourself into your favorite arriving space. So whether that is lying on the floor, sitting up, whatever works for you. We will continue to work with our Ujjayi breath. So if you have not been around since we started working with this, totally fine, don't worry about it. Simple, quick recap. The Ujjayi breath is an audible breath, and you make it by very gently restricting the back of the throat so that the air kind of whirls around the back of the throat, and it kind of makes a very gentle Darth Vader kind of sound. And ideally over time you learn to do that on the inhale and on the exhale. So remember, you can practice this by pretending you are steaming up a mirror or checking your breath. So you could be breathing onto your palm or onto the mirror going, that kind of noise. Then you make the same noise, keep making that noise, but just close the lips. You might not be able to hear it, but the noise is still carrying on. All I've done is close the lips. That is essentially the sound. That's how you're doing your Ujjayi breath. You then keep that feeling on the exhale. As I said a million times before, this is something that we build the capacity of over time. So maybe for now, you just try and do Ujjayi breath when you're resting in your downward facing dogs, or you just do Ujjayi breath for a couple of breaths in each pose, or you just do your Ujjayi breath when we are sitting here at the beginning. If it feels uncomfortable, if it begins to stress your system, just like the physical practice, don't do it. Back off from it, go back to your normal breathing. If it doesn't work for your body, it doesn't work for your body. There are many reasons why we do it. Helps with focus, helps with warming up the body, helps with creating a stronger anchor for the mind. We're just playing with it over these weeks to see how it feeds into our practices. So Ujjayi breath will be offered. If you want to do it, feel free. If not, do not worry about it. So get yourself settled into whatever shape is good for you. Hands can be on or about your knees, palms turn up, palms turn down, hands can be in your lap. You know what your options are. Once you're settled in whatever pose is whatever shape is your favorite, you can let the eyes gently fall closed. Make any little adjustments to your posture so that you can be comfortably still. Take a big breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Good. At least 2 more breaths like that. Big breath in through the nose, big sigh out through the mouth. And then letting your breath settle into its own natural rhythm, its own natural depth. If it wants to be deep, let it be deep. If it wants to be shallow, let it be shallow. And begin to get a sense of arriving into this space, arriving into this time. Allowing your energy to catch up with your body. Allowing your mind to start to realize that it just needs to try and settle into one place. And beginning to tune in. So just beginning to notice how it feels to be in your body this evening. Notice what kind of energy levels are like. Notice what mood you're in. Remembering there is no right or wrong to any of this. You're just feeling whatever it is you're feeling. No labels of good or bad, difficult or easy. Just noticing what is real for you here in this moment. And then as you begin to arrive, begin to let other things settle. So let your awareness to start with go to your thoughts. Let's tune in and just see what's going on in the mind this evening or whenever you're practicing. Settling yourself as the interested observer of your thoughts, not the active participant. So you're just watching the thoughts come and go, interested in them as if you've never seen thoughts going past before. Watching how transient and changeable they are. And remembering that your challenge is to keep repositioning yourself as that interested observer. So you're just reminding yourself that you don't have to get involved in any of those thoughts if you choose not to. You're not trying to stop them or change them or control them. You're simply acknowledging them and then letting them go on their way. And it's a difficult practice. Again, it's why it's called a practice. But the good news is, the more you wander into the stream of thoughts, the more you have to practice stepping back out of them. So the stronger that repetition, that habit becomes, the easier it eventually gets. You just got to kind of build up your strength and capacity for doing that over time. As you've noticed mind, let's take your awareness to your breath. So noticing where in your body you can most easily feel your breath. could be round tips of the nostrils, it could be at the rise and the fall of your belly. Just noticing the breath for now. And then as and when you're ready, see if you can begin to start your Ujjayi breath practice. So that gentle, audible breath. It's a softness in the back of the throat. And it just needs to be loud enough for you to hear. So you're not trying to rattle the window frames or frighten any pets. It's just giving the breath a little bit of sound. And you may feel it swirling at the back of the throat as you put that little bit of restriction there. And just letting the breath settle into a kind of nice, even rhythm. Remembering that once we start to move, we want to keep that evenness of the breath. Evenness of length of inhale, length of exhale, but evenness in effort as well. So even if you have to let the Ujjayi-ness of it go and just do your normal breathing, still want the same nice metronome quality of your breath. Remembering the breath is there to help you negotiate with your body. It's there to help you know if you are pushing too hard, trying too much. And of course, it's there as the anchor for your mind to come back to whenever it does its wandering thing. And of course, wander it will, but we take great joy in that because it allows us the opportunity to keep bringing the mind back. And so we strengthen that muscle. So keep that connection to your breath. Either let your hands stay resting where they are, or you can bring them into a prayer shape in front of your breastbone, or you can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and decide what you think your intention should be for your practice. So how do you want to feel as you move through the poses? How do you want to feel when you step off the mat and go back into your day? What do you need the practice to do for you here and now? Now remember, you are setting your intention, but you are not attached to any outcome. So set the intention, but remain open-minded to other good, positive stuff that may well come along. Just may be that your practice knows what you need better than you know yourself. But with your intention set, you can let the hands come down. You can gently blink your eyes open. Good. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Wiggle yourself towards the back of your mat so you've got plenty of room to move into. And we'll kick off with our good old cat and cows. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. So when you're ready, just beginning to inhale, chest forward, gaze up, sitting bones up. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, arch the back. Go the other way with your inhale. Arching into your cat with the exhale. And again, finding that nice evenness in the breath, evenness in the movement, and as and when you're ready, adding in some side to side motion, taking the belly round in some circles, And really see if you can feel like you are articulating your spine as much as possible. So it's almost like you're kind of, imagine you're kind of hula hooping, but on hands and knees. That makes sense. So you're getting that belly to go round in a lovely even circle one way and an even circle the other way. You can even come up onto your hands and knees and do it if you want, and just kind of feel how that feels when you're up here. It's slightly odd, just gyrating to myself. Feel how that feels when you're up there, and then see if you can get that same kind of feeling once you're on all fours. Sorry, inappropriate laugh. So as well as doing the kind of the up and down, you're also doing them round and round, because if we're opening upper chest for sort of heart opening stuff, we want everything else to be moving and lubricated as possible. My brain has gone to an entirely inappropriate place just by saying the words lubricating and thrust in the same 5 minutes. I apologize. So here you are, doing the cat and cow in an entirely appropriate way. And then bring yourself back to your child's pose. Let the belly just drape over the thighs. And remember, the hands are active. So spread the fingers wide. Come up onto your fingertips. So you're kind of making little tents with your fingers. And just feel how that allows the shoulders to perhaps soften a little, or just kind of move into a slightly different space. For me, it just feels like it kind of gets into the space between the shoulder blades a little more when I come up onto the fingertips. And keep the arms active. Now let the hands flatten back on the floor, and inhale, come forwards to half a plank. And then exhale, just push back to your child's pose. Inhale, come forwards, half a plank. Let the shoulders come over the wrists just a little. Exhale, go back. Just do that a couple of times just to warm up the shoulders. Good. And then as you come forwards, just let your pelvis drop down a little and lift the heart up. So you kind of come to more of an upward facing up dog, which we don't normally do. And then push back to your child's pose. So you're just kind of letting the pelvis drop down a little bit more. As you do, just make sure you're pulling the shoulders back and down and lifting the chest forwards. And it only needs to be a very small movement. I don't want you to go into like a super deep back bend, because obviously we're only just starting. Then inhale, come forwards, and exhale. Now come all the way down onto your belly. Come up onto your elbows for a little Sphinx pose to begin with. Tops of the feet down into the floor. Engagement in the bum cheeks. Pull the elbows back. Send the breastbone forwards and up. Gaze can go up as well. Couple of breaths here. Your Ujjayi breath, if possible. And then exhale. Come down. Inhale, push back to knees. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, come forwards to half a plank. Exhale, come all the way down. Now we're going to do locust. So take the arms back behind you, but interlace the fingers. Quite often we do it with palms turned down. Interlace the fingers and push the knuckles back and down towards your heels. Switch the bum cheeks on and inhale, peel your chest up away from the floor. Let the legs lift as well and feel that kind of tuning up of the back body. And then exhale, slowly down. Hands by ribs. Inhale, push back. Exhale, arrive to your child's pose. Another breath here. breathing down deep into the belly, just to release any tension through the lower back. And one more time, inhale, come forwards. Exhale, come down. And let's take a little cobra and we'll just build it. Just take a moment to build it so we can remember the building blocks we're putting in place. So tops of the feet into the floor, bum cheeks on. Hands are mid-chest height or thereabouts. Hug the elbows in towards each other. Roll the front of your shoulders up away from the floor. As you do that, lift the chest. Now pull back with your hands to activate the muscles on the back body. And exhale, come down. Inhale, push back to your knees. Exhale, one more time to your child's pose. Take a bonus breath here. Again, hands can be resting up on your fingertips. If that feels like an interesting thing to do for your shoulders. Good, and then come up onto all fours, and when you're ready, your first downward facing dog. If you feel like you're not quite there yet, feel free to stay in your child's pose and add a nice slow walk on the spot in your downward facing dog. Remember, you are doing your Ujjayi breath if you can, and if that is comfortable for you. And give the hips a really good rock and roll from side to side so that you feel like you can really get a good kind of side stretch here. Getting into those intercostal muscles between the ribs. And you'll be able to feel in your own body, the more you let the hips dip from side to side, possibly the more intense that stretch will be. And then come to center. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale, come forwards to a high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. Good, step your right foot forwards and stay up on the back leg. So the left knee stays up. This is a good place to use your blocks if you've got them. It just gives you a little more space to kind of fit everything in. And then you're just going to pause here for a moment, keep the heart going forwards and up. And then a couple of times, just let the back knee come down and then back up. And let it come down, kiss the floor, lift it back up, let it come down. And just do that a few times. You can have your blocks as high as you need if that makes it easier for you. And you're just kind of driving through the back of the thigh to lift the leg. Of course, you're grounding the front foot as well. Not going to lie, I've kind of lost track of how many of these we've done. But we're just beginning to negotiate with the front line on that left thigh. Oh, mine's cramping already. That's not good sign. One way or another, step back to your downward facing dog. Be still in your dog for a moment. Now, because we're going to be looking at working into the shoulders and the upper chest, it might be interesting to let your ears drop through the arms a little. So you can take your chest kind of back and down towards the feet more than we would say in a kind of proper traditional downward dog alignment. So normally we would say probably that your ears are in line with your arms and that the chin is gently tucked. But because we're working on opening chest, you could let the chest go back and down a little. If that feels like your shoulders are being ripped out of their sockets and it's vile, don't do it. Step the left foot forwards, stay up on your back leg. Again, You can maybe be on blocks, ground through the front foot, and then just start letting that back knee come down. Give a little kiss to the floor, and then you re-straighten. So as ever with these practices, well, the practices that we do, it's not about the big, complicated poses. For me, the power of the yoga practice is learning to do these, I don't want to call them basic, because that sounds like it kind of undermines their potency and their power. These poses that we do in our practices are the foundations to every other practice that goes on above that. You know, keep going. You've got to master this stuff before you can mentally or physically do the handstand stuff. But it's so important to get the muscle between the ears working as well, which is why I want you to think of that beginner's mind in this practice. So notice how different it is from your left side to your right side. Notice if one leg feels more obedient than the other or stronger than the other. When you feel like you've done as many on this side as you have on the other side, step back to your downward facing dog. Sorry, should have been counting. Again, just a couple of breaths being still. Maybe let your chest drop down towards the feet a little bit. You're getting into the shoulders. If your shoulders don't feel quite warm enough for that yet, then just stay in your normal downward facing dog. Bend your knees, bring your feet in towards your hands, just a touch. It says stomping hers in. Soften the knees, hang here for a moment. You can let the arms hang, or you can hold your elbows, have a little swing from side to side. Good. And then roll yourself slowly all the way up, really bending the knees, feeling like you are stacking each vertebrae as you draw yourself up. Once you're all the way up, give the shoulders a roll and rearrange any clothing that has migrated to strange places. Come to the front of your mat, stand, find your grounding. You know it's base of big toe, base of little toe, middle of heels. Remember the fundamentals of these important poses right at the beginning. The grounding down to help everything else lift up. Shoulders drop down, palms drop down. Golden thread hikes you up through the top of your head to the ceiling. Some half sunnies to get us breathing and moving. Just take an inhale and an exhale. Good. On your next inhale, take the arms up and reach. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen, use your back body. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up, reach to the fingertips. Exhale, pull the arms down like you're moving through treacle. Inhale, reach up through the treacle. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, all the way up, push through feet. Exhale, pull down. One more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, takes you down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull down through treacle. Same but different. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, push the knuckles down, lift the chest. Then exhale, soft knees, fold down. And then pause for a moment and just let the hands move away from your back. And then walk slowly on the spot. Giving the shoulders a little turn from side to side. So if my right knee is bent, I'm turning to the left. And if my left knee is bent, I'm turning a little to the right. My shoulders are super tight. And then come back to center. Soft knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, pause. Inhale, release arms, go up. Exhale, pull them down to your sides. Good. Again, inhale, take them up. Exhale, take them behind you and interlace. Inhale, heart lifts and lengthen. Then exhale, soft knees, kind of pour yourself out over the legs. Inhale, come up halfway, send the knuckles back. Exhale, fold back down. Good. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, pause. Inhale, release, take the arms up. Exhale, pull them down by your sides. Good. On to some normal sunnies now. Inhale, reach forwards and take them up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Do robot arms to activate the back muscles. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, hands down, both feet back, bring your knees down. Take an inhale here. Exhale, come all the way down. Adding a little extra breath there. Inhale, come up to your cobra. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, push back to your knees. Exhale, arrive to your downward facing dog, or child's pose, of course, if it's there for you. Find your Ujjayi breath. Give your dog a slow walk on the spot. Get into the shoulders by softening the chest, a little down to the floor if that feels good. Take 3 more breaths here. 2 and 1. Good. End of your exhale, bring the feet into the hands. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen, do robot arms. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, all the way up, push through feet. Exhale, bring the arms down, move through treacle, another one of those. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen, do robot arms. Exhale, hands down, step back to your plank. Inhale, push back, down dog. Exhale, come forwards, high plank. Inhale, push back, down dog. Exhale, forwards, high plank. Inhale, push back, down dog. Exhale, forwards, high plank. Inhale, pause here with your knees down. Exhale, control the descent all the way down. Come to your Sphinx pose. Elbows on the floor, bum cheeks switched on. Pull the elbows back, send the chest forwards. Try and peel as much of your front kind of torso away from the floor as you can. Exhale, gently bring yourself down. Inhale, push back. Exhale, arrive into your downward facing dog. 3 breaths here this time for 1, 2, and 3. Bend your knees, bring the feet into that space between your hands. Inhale, halfway up, use the back body. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down through the feet, lift up. Exhale, pull down like you're moving through treacle. Lunge sunnies now. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen. Exhale, right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, push down to rise up. And then exhale, bring the left elbow down, but keep the right arm up. Inhale, reach up even more. Exhale, reach forwards and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forwards and down. Inhale, back and up. So you're basically just coordinating your breath with big movements of the arm. Keep that front foot grounded and breathe as you do so. Inhale, it's going up. Exhale, it's going down. Inhale, it's going up. Exhale, it's going down. Good. Next time it comes round, let it go straight down, and then inhale, take both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. One more time. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, all the way down to your belly. Locust this time, feet off the floor, interlace the fingers, lift the chest up, tuck the chin. Breathe. Exhale, come down. Inhale, push back to your knees. Exhale, arrive, down dog for 3 breaths. For 3, 2, and 1. Step your right foot forwards, bring the left knee down. Inhale, reach up for that lunge. And then exhale, bring the right arm down, keep reaching up through the left. Inhale, reach up even more. And then exhale, bring it down, take it back. Inhale, it's going up and forwards. Exhale, down and back. So again, just notice this simple movement of the arm. Can you take the arm around in what feels like a nice, even circle through that shoulder joint? If you can, you can. If you can't, doesn't matter. Just want you to notice it. Shoulder joint is a ball and socket joint, so technically we should be able to move it in like a 360 degrees at least. So just notice if you can keep the breath synchronized with the movement. Have you stopped your Ujjayi breath just because you forgot about it? Just feel like you're oiling that joint. Once you feel like you've gone around the same number of times you did on the other side, inhale, take both arms up again. Exhale, hands down, step the left foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull arms down through treacle. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, use robot arms. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, left foot back, I beg your pardon. Left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, reach up and grow tall. Exhale, right hand down again. Inhale, left arm stays up. Good. Reach even more up through that left arm And then with an exhale, bring that elbow across to the outside of your right knee, and exhale. Then inhale, lift the heart a little more. Exhale, see if you can take the arm over just a touch. And then take a couple of breaths and just settle yourself into a bit of a twist. We're just going to stay here for a breath or two. So taking the movement out of it. Now, hands can be in prayer like this, or you can make a fist and push it down into your left palm. And you're breathing, keeping the chest lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Unravel yourself. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards, high plank. Exhale, push back, down dog. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, forwards. Exhale. Come all the way down. To your Sphinx pose again. Elbows under your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck the tailbone. Feet ground down. Elbows pull back. Heart forwards and up. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, just noticing, is there tension in bits of you that don't need tension? Is your jaw clenched? Are your eyes, is your gaze kind of rigid and hard? Can you soften your gaze? Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push back. Exhale, arrive in your downward facing dog for 3, 2, and 1. Step your left foot forwards. Bring the right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left arm down. Inhale, reach up through your right arm even more to get that length. And then exhale, bring the right elbow over to the left knee. Then pause here. Take another inhale, see if you can find even more length through the spine. And then take an extra exhale to see if that elbow will nestle down any further down the outside of that left leg. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. It doesn't matter. Bring the hands into prayer, or left fist can push down into right palm. And take a couple of breaths here. Now remember, it's not just about getting deep into the twist. It's about maintaining the integrity, so lifting the heart. And don't forget your legs are active here. So push down through the feet. Try and feel the activity through the front of your right hip and thigh. Yes, you're twisting, but you're lengthening that right hand side of the body as well. Good, stay here for another breath. Then unravel yourself. Step your right foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. No, that wasn't right. Exhale, fold down. Doesn't matter. Inhale, come all the way up. Talk about not being in the moment. Exhale, pull your arms down. I have the excuse, teacher. Do as I say, not as I do. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Now exhale, we're going to step the right foot back, but don't bring your knee down. And come up to stand in a very wobbly way, she says. So I want you to bend your left knee as much as you comfortably can in the moment. Tuck your tailbone under. So strongly tuck your tailbone under. You may already feel strength through the front, stretch through the front of the right thigh. And then see if you can drop your knee down towards the floor as far as you can without it touching, keep that tailbone tucked under. Inhale, take both arms up, and exhale, bring them down. Inhale, reach forwards and up. Exhale, pull them down through treacle. Good, again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, and hands on the floor. Step the left foot back, come straight to your downward facing dog. Take a moment and consider your life choices for a Wednesday evening. Inhale, come forwards, high plank. Exhale, all the way down. 1 breath in your cobra. Inhale, lift, pull back with the hands. Now exhale, push straight back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your right foot up. Exhale, bend the knee, roll that hip open. Stay there for the inhale. Exhale, step the right foot forwards. Come up to your, my wobbly lunge on this side. So you're going to bend your right knee into that lunge. Tuck the tailbone under, and then keep that strong tuck of your tailbone. And just let the left knee drop down towards the floor. Yes, I know it's horrible. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, pull down through treacle. Inhale, reach forwards and up. Exhale, pull down through treacle. So as you reach forwards, feel the distance between your shoulder blades get wider. Exhale, pull down. 2 more. Inhale, forwards and up. Exhale, pull it down. Inhale, forwards, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step the left foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down. I know, it's horrible. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Something similar, you'll be delighted to know. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, robot arms. Exhale, left foot back. Again, find your high lunge. My balance is so not good tonight. So bend the right knee, tuck the tailbone under, and again, try and drop that back thigh vertically down. See, mine is not doing that. Keep the heart lifted. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Exhale, pull your elbows down and out so you've got robot arms again. Inhale, lift the chest and lengthen. Exhale, just round the upper back. Inhale, squeeze the arms back. Exhale, so you're almost just like doing cat and cow on the top. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, what fun. Get your hands on the floor as quick as you can. Step back. Downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale. Come forwards to your plank. Pause there for an inhale because I've lost track of the breath. Exhale. Come all the way down. Inhale. Lift little cobra. Exhale. Push back. Down dog. Inhale. Left foot up in the air. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Pause there for the inhale. Exhale, step it forwards. Last time on this leg, you'd be pleased to know. So, Left knee bends, tailbone tucks. Get that right thigh going down as much as you can. Like I say, I know it's horrible, but it's so good for us. Inhale, arms up through treacle. Exhale, out to the sides. And we cat and cow through the top body, back body is just miserable. Bottom body is miserable. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, squeeze the forearms together. Inhale, sort of cow. Exhale, sort of cat. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands to floor as quick as you can. Step the right foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push your way up through the feet. Exhale, pull the arms down. Anyone else got really wobbly legs after that? Okay, good. We're going to do some lunges with knee on the floor, a little bit more upper body opening. Make sure you've got your breath. Take a moment here. Find your Ujjayi breath if it has departed. Actually, close your eyes. Let's do this properly. Close your eyes. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart, eyes closed. Take the inhale. Take the exhale. Notice if the breath has speeded up. Notice if your thoughts have sped up with it. Notice where the mind has gone. Notice if the voices have started. Notice if the patterns have kicked in. Notice and be curious with no judgment. No trying to stop it or control it or change it. Just being curious. Let the hands come down, turn the palms, gently blink the eyes open. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, right foot back, right knee down. And we're going to pause here and replicate a little bit what we just did, but standing up. So you're going to, rather than being in like the low, long lunge that we are generally in, I want you to shorten your stance a little bit so that your back thigh is actually going straight down and your front shin is actually going straight down. Push both feet into the floor, just like we did in that standing lunge. Obviously, this is a bit easier because we're closer to the floor. You're going to tuck your tailbone under, push your back foot firmly to the floor and lift the heart. And you should feel a stretch, not just through the front of the hip, all the way down into the quad as well. So we're kind of, getting the really good stuff there. If you can't get it, make sure the tailbone is tucked, make sure the foot is really pushing down. Then keep that as it is. Make sure the front foot is grounded. Inhale, just take both arms up. Exhale, bring them out to the side. Inhale, draw them back. Exhale, bring them in, bring your right elbow on top of your left. Wrap the hands if you can, chest is going forwards. Lift the elbows up, take the little fingers away from your face and squeeze the forearms together. Lots of activity in different areas and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Good, unravel, let it all come down. Wiggle the left foot forwards a bit so you're in a more kind of normal low lunge. Inhale, take both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog. Inhale, forwards to your plank. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, right foot up, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Then step it forwards and exhale, land the back, the left knee. So again, we'll pause here, we'll get out of the flow for a minute. Same quad stretch, this left side. So again, you shorten your stance a little bit. So you move the back knee in so that your back thigh is going straight down and your front shin is going straight down. Push both feet into the floor, tuck your tailbone under and push that back foot really solidly down. And like I say, you should feel a stretch, not just across the hip flex a bit, but all the way down into the left thigh. So keep that going. Feel the joy there. And inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, again, goalpost arms. Inhale, draw the elbows back. Exhale, bring them in, cross left elbow over right. Weave the arms together if you can. Lift the elbows up, take the little fingers away from your face and squeeze the forearms together. So tailbone is tucking, feet are pushing down, elbows lift, forearms squeeze, little fingers away from the face. 2 more breaths. Good. Breath still thinks you're doing those half sun salutations. Good. Unravel. Inhale, pull the elbows back. Exhale, take it into your lunge more. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step forwards. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push down to rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down. Good. Slightly different to that. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway up, arms back. Didn't make sense at all, you know what I mean. Exhale, hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Like I say, the honeymoon period of January has really worn off. So again, a good place to have your blocks if you've got them handy. So I'm going to have my left hand on my left hand on a block, and you're going to look to your left foot. It's all the way over there. It's quite a long way away. So to start with, you might just inhale, lift the right arm up, and then exhale. See how far back you can reach. Take it round. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it round. See how far you can go. And you may just work on that kind of motion. So you're allowing the chest to turn, getting low in the hip. You might take it back and pause there for a breath and then bring it round. So that's a good place to start. If you want to do that, you can stay there. Or take yourself out of the lunge a little bit so you come back a bit more. Look to your left foot, and if you can keep your right arm out comfortably, that's good. And see if you can just practice on lifting your left foot up and maybe touching with your right hand. You may need to put extra padding under your left knee for this, particularly if you are on a hard floor. So you're opening through the shoulder to try and touch the leg. It's hard. Then, if you feel like you can touch it a little bit, next time you reach back, see if you can find the little sucker and hold the outside of your foot. So I'm not holding the big toe side. My right thumb is up in the air and I'm holding the outside of my foot. I'm going to let my right knee drop out to the side a little bit and I'm going to push that foot into my hand. Now you've got choices here. You can turn the chest open towards the right knee, or you can turn more towards the front. That doesn't feel good on my knee, so I'm going to keep turning and opening this way, and you can take a couple of breaths there and then let it go if you can. Now, if your foot is chopping miles away, just keep on working on the reaching back, lifting foot, put it down, because you can muscle yourself into that kind of stuff, but actually building the strength over time, basic baby beginner steps, really valuable. One way or another, without whimpering too much, step back into your downward facing dog. I couldn't help it, I had to make an involuntary noise. Inhale, come forwards to your plank. Exhale, come down to your belly. Inhale, add in a little cobra, because why not? Exhale, push back, down dog. Couple of breaths in down dog, just to even it all out. Good. Step the left foot forwards. Bring the right knee down. We arrive on the other side. So again, remember your beginner's mind. Just because it went well or badly, or whatever label you want to give it, on the other side, remember this is whole new side, whole new pose, whole new breath, whole new experience. Beginner's mind, even though you know you've done it the other side. I'm going to turn around this way so that it makes a little bit more sense. So again, I've got my block here because it's my friend and I like it. So you're going to come into your lunge. Again, you can pad under that back knee if you need to. And then you may just inhale, go up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, you're going up. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale, going up. Exhale, reaching back. And maybe you might just work on pausing there and be working out how you can engage the stuff on the inside to help support that twist. For me, it feels interesting, much harder this way. I mean, not interestingly for you, but for me, maybe that's what you do, and you just keep working there. And then if that feels like it's fun, you can kind of bring yourself up a little bit because it makes it a bit easier. See if you can see that back foot. Interestingly, I cannot turn my neck that much, something I will be talking to my amazing massage therapist about. You're going to reach back and you're going to see, way harder on this side. I'm giving myself cramp. If you can, talk amongst yourselves for a moment or two. If you can lift that right foot up to the left hand. Yes. And you just keep repeating. And what it does is it's helping us to build strength rather than muscle our way into these poses. And then if you feel like that's going well and you're not getting excruciating cramp in your right hamstring, maybe see if you can coax that foot into the hand. You can turn onto the outside edge of the left foot, turn the chest, and I am pushing my left foot into my right hand to help open the chest a little through the left hand side. My thighs are super tight, so it's really not going very far. I mean, to be honest, my everything is super tight right now. But I'm going to breathe and enjoy. Okay, maybe not enjoy. And then very gently, you're going to release. one way or another, come back to your downward facing dog. Couple of breaths in down dog just to even everything out. And then come down onto your knees. Bring your bum onto the mat and sit down. And then make your way onto your back and lie down. Don't get optimistic. One more thing to do, and then we will Shavasana it out. Few baby bridge poses just to settle everything that we've been working on to this point. So remember, bring your heels up towards your bum cheeks. Feet are about a hip width apart. You're flat on your back. Now, just like we've done all of that tucking of your tailbone under in all those different poses to get to this point, you're going to do that again. Hands down by your sides. Push down through the feet. So it's the pushing down through the feet that initiates the lift of the tailbone. And you roll up with the inhale. And then exhale. You roll it down. Inhale, you're rolling up. Exhale, you're rolling down. Keep doing that for a few breaths. So we begin to, again, consolidate all of that stuff we've done of lengthening the front lines and strengthening the back lines so that we can bring balance into these poses so that there is the strength that we need, but there's the openness as well. Next time you are up with the inhale, interlace the fingers underneath you. Have a little shimmy on the shoulder blades to get the shoulder blades close together. Push down through the feet and see if you can lift the whole back body up a little higher. Think of taking your chest to your chin, but your chin away from your chest. Use your bum cheeks, use the backs of the legs to lift. And then exhale, release the hands. Slowly roll yourself down. Feet stay wide, knees are bent, knees rest up against each other. Let your hands rest on your belly and let your eyes close. And just take a couple of nice, deep, cleansing breaths here. Feeling how good it feels to not be moving. Obviously your breath is moving, but for now, you're on the floor. You ain't going back up again. You're here. You've arrived, my lovelies. And then when you're ready, begin to settle yourself into your favorite Shavasana shape. So if that's flat on your back, and of course, if you feel like you need to do anything else to get there, so if you need to do any more little reclined twists or happy baby, whatever you need. When you arrive into your Shavasana, just let your eyes fall closed. Take a big breath in through the nose and a big sigh out through the mouth. Release any control you had over the breath. Allow the body to sink and spread. Allow yourself to just be still, to just be here, and to just breathe. Rest here, and I will tell you when it's time to move on. Stay exactly as you are. Take a moment. Notice where your mind may have wandered to and gently bring it back. Bring it back to your body and notice how you feel. Notice what you are feeling, and if there is good stuff there, allow it to be fully felt. Allow it to radiate up to the top of your head, down to the tips of your toes, and out to your fingertips. Take another breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Begin to wiggle fingers, begin to wiggle toes. And gently make your way onto your side. Push yourself up to come to sit. Hands in prayer, one hand on belly, one hand on heart, whatever feels good for you. Remember the intention you set back at the beginning of our time together. Remember how you wanted to feel and breathe life back into that intention with a big inhale. Let it go with the exhale. Namaste.